So today we're doing a quick sketchbook sketch. This is actually the first piece I ever did in this one. I got it for Christmas, not last year, but the year before. Anyhow, I'm using some water-soluble graphite pencils, which I have sort of doodled with once and despised them, but now I'm giving them a second chance, like I gave watercolor pencils a second chance because I was very grateful for what happened there. I enjoyed playing around with those quite a lot in my last sketchbook. And, you know, it's depressing me how many stupid art supplies I have that I have not been using. Because, you know, every time to salve my soul a little, when I was selling it in the retail system, doing customer service things, and it was, you know, like weighing on my heart, I would go buy some art supplies with whatever spare money I had. We're trying out some art supplies. I enjoyed these quite a lot. I would say probably like 6 pages of the sketchbook, because I'm halfway through, are done in water-soluble graphite because I enjoyed this so much. So this is vaguely a study. I'm just doing a quick sketch of things right before I go to work, and I chose various vultures because I grew up out west. I'm still out west, in some rural area, and in the heat of the summer you used to see vultures just casually chowing down on some things off the side of the road. And I mean, carrion, which are things that feed on dead things, are an important ecological fact in our world, and essentially they help clean up the messes that sometimes we make, sometimes we don't. But anyways, there'd be a lot of gross things cooking in the summer if it weren't for them, so I'm pretty grateful for that. Also, I guess I was technically vaguely death obsessed as a child because I knew it was something that happened to everyone, but it wasn't quite explained to me. I kind of figured that out on my own because I have 6 siblings, and my dad worked 2 full-time jobs when I was a kid. And so most facts of life I either learned from my siblings or I learned from books and my own research. And of course, when you grow up in a Christian religion in the US, they tend to be pretty death obsessed, and I really wanted to know what that meant for me. And so I got into horror crazy early because that's one of the few genres that directly deals with the death, besides, you know, like memoirs. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing this. What's great about water-soluble graphite pencils is you can sit there and build up the value, and also it instantly darkens a good chunk once you get it wet. You get the fun pencil sketch textures, but you also get this wonderful watery, inky mess. And pretty much this entire spread is me figuring out how to work with them, and I would say it was pretty successful because the later ones are pretty good. And yeah, I'm just filling up time before I have to go out for a shift of selling my soul to the lowest bidder, as anyone who works in the service industry will be familiar with. And yeah, what's cool is when you add water, they instantly get weird and dark, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to quickly build up values, you know, and who doesn't need more practice differentiating their values, especially if you're trying to make your art appear more graphic, which isn't necessarily what I was going for. I mean, that's definitely kind of what happened, and I do enjoy it, but, you know, it's sketchbook experimenting. You're supposed to, you know, play around, see what happens. And I mean, obviously you can see I tend to favor one single brush anytime I'm doing something. Like, I have plenty of brushes to be switching them up, but it just doesn't occur to me most of the time while I'm painting and drawing. Same with pencils, I'll use the same dang pencil the whole time through, which is one reason why these water-soluble pencils are nice, is because it's easy to build up those values. Anywho, with one single one. I would say, actually, if you want to try this, if you can get away with trying one single one, that's plenty. So, vaguely death obsessed as a kid. No one really explained things, so I went forth and did my own research, tried to get my own answers, which led to some kind of terrible, interesting thoughts on death and a lot of worry as a kid because I could not let things go. So let's hurry and talk about the sketchbook because it's the first spread and I'm trying it out, even though that I'm like halfway through, so I can tell you my actual thoughts. So far, I really like it. It's got way more of a watercolory texture than the last one, which means it holds on to the supplies fine. It seems really difficult to damage the surface of it. I have yet to do that. And, you know, I've really worked on this. I will say the paper's a little thin for most watercolor papers. It's only 90 pound, which means that's pretty much as thin as you can get watercolor paper. And so it warps a little easier, so I sit there and I keep it dog clipped together because that flattens it, which makes it easier for scans. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this quick little spread. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like it. You can thumbs up if you didn't like it too, you know, or you can thumbs down. That might hurt my feelers, but you know, we'll survive. Just you do you, I'll do me. We'll have a good time. Subscribe if you want to. Subscribe if you don't want to, or don't subscribe. Thanks for watching and have fun.